Well, put on your thinking caps because it's time for critical thinking.
Okay, so this week I'm going to take a tongue-in-cheek look at the famous tree octopus. Now, in the Pacific Northwest, for a number of years, actually since 1998 this started, there has been a rumor of the famous tree octopus. So I have the website here. Anybody can go to it. It's still there. Help save the endangered Pacific Northwest tree octopus from extinction. And the tree octopus is found on the Olympic Peninsula on the west coast of North America. Its habitat lies on the eastern side of the Olympic Mountains, and it tells all about the famous tree octopus.
Or a tree cephalopod.
Yeah, tree cephalopod. Actually, I think they have that in here, yeah. These solitary cephalopods reach an average size of 30 to 33 centimeters and so on. It's got all the facts you would expect for a true story, except there is no such thing as a tree octopus. Clearly, everyone should grasp that concept that's thinking, but they don't. And what's even more amazing is that even when they're told that this isn't true, they don't believe him. They don't believe the person telling them.
So was this a study that was done?
Yeah, exactly. So this was a study by University of Connecticut professor Donald Liu, I think is his name, and it's here. And he has this paper called "The New Literacies for New Times: Preparing Students for the 21st Century." And he works with kids that are like K through 12, as they're coming up, to try to get them to critically think about what they're reading on the internet. Because we know that there's stuff out there they shouldn't be accepting as true. And so he's trying to put into the classroom some critical thinking skills so they won't fall for the tree octopus.
Well,
that's true.
I'm wondering how old the kids are that are reading this tree octopus.
They're in high school.
In high school.
They're in high school and they're believing that there's a tree octopus. And what's worse is when he tells them, no, there's no such thing as a tree octopus, that story's fake, they don't believe him. They still believe that there's a tree octopus. Oh, I don't know if that's true or not. Well, imagine if this carries through the rest of our society, which, of course, it does for a lot of people. It may for a lot of you and me in some cases too. This is very important that we understand that we need to critically think about what's going on in our lives. So this isn't so much a critical thinking lesson as it's a critical thinking example of don't believe in the tree octopus.
Well, are there ways to teach them how not to believe in the tree octopus?
Well, there's critical thinking skills. He's got several of them in his paper here about different ways to do this. And I won't go into the different ways. We go through different ways every week, right? So one of them is that it's insane to have a tree octopus. But, besides that, the thing is that when you're thinking about the story, you have to do it with a critical eye. You can't just accept what's online because people will take advantage of you. And it's to their advantage in many cases to get them to take advantage of you. The first thing come to mind obviously is either investments or politics or something where money or power is on the line and they want you to believe a certain thing because there's an advantage to it.
Yeah, who's saying it, what their position is.
Yeah, who's saying it, what's their position, why are they saying it. If you don't know who the author of something is, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Reputation means a lot.
Are they making money off of it?
Yeah, what's their point of view, look from the other side of the table. All this stuff we've been talking about for weeks here, and we will continue to talk about for weeks. But the idea here is that, everybody's got a tree octopus that they've read about and believed and then later found out, oh my God, I was reading about a tree octopus. So you need to make those decisions a little more critically.
And what's your takeaway?
So the takeaway is it's not just kids that fall for stuff on the internet. And there's big money to be made by pulling the wool over your eyes. Have you seen a tree octopus? Good critical thinkers won't roll their eyes at that question. They'll start thinking about how many they've actually seen, try to make sure they can spot them in the future.